What's going on, everybody? Keith from Beardley Bourbon and Spirits, and we're going to dive into this Bardstown Distillery Straight Rye Whiskey. I've never had this before. I am a fan of Bardstown, and I am a fan of rye whiskey. This comes to us from their Origin series, and it's coming in at 96 proof. Do I know what to expect from this? Not really, but I do know that what I get from Bardstown with regularity carries pretty high level of quality, so I'm pretty interested in seeing what I taste here. Always good to get that stuff off the top, and we're gonna go in here for the pop. What's this pop gonna be? That was a substantial pop. What does that mean? Nothing, right? It means that we can understand there was a good seal between the cork and the whiskey, so there was no premature oxidation. At the heart of it all, that's why I do want to hear a good pop. Does it change the way things taste? I'll never know, because if I have a weak pop, I didn't taste the whiskey before the air got to it. I just like to hear that good pop because I know that the bottle's sealed tight and there's no premature oxidation. So, kind of the reason why, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but why this whiskey nerd likes a good pop. And that was a good pop. So let's get this poured up so I can tell you what I think about it. This comes at I believe it's a 6-year age statement. Yes, 6 years old. So a 6-year rye should be fairly complex and bring a lot of flavors. For those of you who don't know, rye tends to age a little quicker than straight bourbon. I don't know the science behind it. I just know that it's a fact. So, to the nose. This smells like an incredibly enjoyable rye. I'm getting a little bit of the floral notes that I like to get on a rye. I'm getting some caramel. I'm getting a little bit of sugar. The spearmint note that I look for on a rye is present. Like, spearmint is one of the things on the nose with a rye for me that it kind of has to be there for me to actually, for my body and my brain to go, okay, that's a rye. I have to get that spearmint note. If I don't get it, then I'm a little bit confused. Floral, spearmint, a little bit of caramel, smells promising. To the palate. Okay, so those floral notes kind of come through. Not quite like a gin, so we're not vegetal like a gin, or we're not botanical like a gin would be. But I do get a little bit of those floral notes, a little bit of, slight bit of vegetal, not much. The mouthfeel is good. We're a little drier than I would expect a rye to be, but I do get a nice sweet finish. You can always tell with me when something is dry on my palate, because I cannot help but smack my tongue or smack my lips. That's how you know when there's something dry for me. But the nose is pleasant. The first run at the palate, not exactly what I was expecting, so I'm gonna take a second pass at it so I can maybe try to tell you guys a little more accuracy what I'm tasting. All right, I'm getting some barrel. There's definite barrel note there. It makes sense to me why I'm smacking my lips, because I can taste the tannin now. The sweet finish hangs around, the rye spice, and the mint is also present on the palate. Do I think this is a rye that's going to take a bourbon drinker and say, wow, I really want to taste that rye? No. This is a rye drinker's rye. And if you are a rye drinker, you know exactly what I mean about that. All the rye notes are there. The spice, the mint, the floral notes, everything that you look for if you enjoy a rye, they're there. This has a little bit of a hug, and it actually drinks, I would say, fairly above the 96 proof. Now, rye by nature is a little more spicy, but this is drinking kind of hot, which is surprising for a 6-year age statement. We usually have whiskeys, rye whiskeys, bourbons, usually when they drink hot, they're a little young. 6 years on a rye is by no means young. It's actually quite old for a rye, or on the older side, I would say. But it drinks above its proof, which is good for a guy like me. I like a little bit of a burn, and it brings all the things that I want to get from a rye, because I do appreciate a rye. Again, not gonna take somebody from the bourbon side over to the rye side, but a very solid bottle for about 60 bucks to have on your bar. So, if you like rye, give this Bardstown 6-year, give it a good chance and a good go. Until next time, cheers.